Sal from Sal's Garage. On today's video, we're gonna go ahead and gonna go over what I've done so far to my 2013 GMC Sierra. I know you guys been asking a lot about the setup as far as the suspension, the brakes, what I have on the motor and all that. And today I'm gonna let you guys know exactly what I do have. And maybe it'll make you want to do it on yours. So I pretty much started with 2013 GMC Sierra. Bought this truck brand new, all stock when I got it. And my whole plan for the truck was to keep it simple, a little 4.6 drop, 20-inch stocks, exhaust, little sound system, nothing crazy, just real nice and clean, real reliable. When I bought the truck, this one was actually originally going to be blue, because they didn't have any of those trucks in stock at that time. The single cab around here wasn't so popular, so common, so not many dealerships will keep them in stock. At that time too, I used to work at a dealership at the collision center, and I went up to the sales guys, told them exactly what I wanted. They found this one in San Diego, and there was a blue one in Delano. Originally I had asked for the blue one. It was blue with black interior. They ended up getting the black one for me, which is this one here. Again, this was back in 2013, and the 4.6 drop and all that probably went out the window within a couple of months from when I got it, because a few months after I got it, I lowered it, and then it was bottoming out because it wasn't notched or anything like that. But then I figured, shit, if I'm gonna get a notch on it, I might as well do it up and do a monster notch, go static and all that. So that's exactly what I ended up doing. I want to say it was 2 to 3 months after I bought the truck, I started cutting up the frame, started cutting up the bed. People thought I was crazy, but finally got everything done, did all the work myself too. I ordered the tubs already made. Obviously I installed them myself, cut everything up. I did the chassis work myself on the notch, and I recently just got it rhino lined by a business here in town called Tri-County Rhino Lining. They did the work for me. Real nice work. I really like it because it's pretty thick. I'm sure you can see it. So the material is pretty thick. It gives you plenty of protection. Not like I'm gonna be throwing stuff on the back, but it's really nice quality. So the front end, which is one of the things that you guys have asked me a lot about, it's a 2013 GMC Sierra Denali HD front end. That's as far as the hood. As far as the grill and the front bumper. That's off a 2013 GMC Denali HD. The hood, which I always get messages about, is made by a company called Hd. And honestly, I picked this thing up off of eBay. $500 is what it cost. And at first I wasn't too sure about that, because it is fiberglass and I don't like fiberglass parts. But I was like, you know what, for $500, it looks pretty badass. It's something different than what everybody else has. I'm gonna give them a try. So I ordered it, and surprisingly, this was really, really good quality. I didn't even have to really mess with the gaps on the hood to the fender. And this thing, like, as soon as we threw that thing on there, it was like freaking dead on. So I was pretty surprised about that. The only reason why I do use a hood prop is because, again, it is a fiberglass hood, and the hinges, they create a lot of pressure. So you don't want to really keep them on. So you either want to take them off, or you want to upgrade to the gas shock, which is puts less pressure. And what it tends to happen is when you leave them on, the hinge will push the hood kind of up, so it's not going to sit flush. So that's the reason why I take them off. But again, this hood is from Hd. 2013 GMC Sierra, HD Denali front end. And then the headlights here, they're made by a company named Alpha Rex headlights. These guys are real cool. They actually hit me up on Instagram, and this was like on a Sunday. They hit me up on Instagram through message, and they sent me a DM, and they're like, hey, if we send you some headlights, do you mind throwing them on your truck and take a few photos? And I was like, okay. Well, at first I had never heard about them and whatnot, so I figured I don't got nothing to lose, you know what I'm saying. they're gonna send me free headlights. So they told me go online, go to our page, pick whichever headlights you want, let us know, and we'll ship them out to you. You know, so sure enough, I went in there. I was actually kind of surprised because, you know, there was like, I think they were like $500 or something like that. So I was like, wow, somebody's trying to give me $500 headlights. But, you know, I'll take them. Worst case scenario, if I don't like them, you know, give it to somebody else. But no, man, I went in there. They have two different styles. This one here is like the top of the line one, which has the little LEDs on the center. And this one's the gloss black inner shell. They also have like a satin black, I believe. But really happy with them. Never had any problems. They're really bright. Alpha Rex is the name of the company. So if you guys are looking for something similar like that, make sure you guys hit them up. Get yourself a pair. Put them on. Really easy to install. It's only like 2 wires, a ground, and then you gotta wire the power to the one of the fuses on the fuse box. But you can go online, they'll, you know, give you the instructions for every vehicle and all that. Very simple, something that, you know, anybody can do in their garage. We'll on to the wheels. This wheel setup here, it's a race line, you know, 24x9s on the front, race line wheels, billets, and the rear is a 24x12 8-inch lip on the back. This is the first time that I ever do a the 24s all the way around. Normally this truck was set up for 24-26, but I kind of like it now on the 24s. It gives you that, you know, that sporty look. So I'm pretty happy with it. I like the way that it rides. And the drop kit that I have, it's a 6-inch drop on the front. So I got tubular uppers and lower control arms. The lower control arm is it's got a 4-inch drop on it, and then I got a 2-inch drop spindle, so that gives you the 6 inches. And as far as the brakes goes, these brakes here, this is an 8-piston caliper and a 16-inch rotor from Rotora. And then on the back we have a 4-piston with a 4-piston caliper with a 15-inch rotor on the back. And then a lot of people think this truck is on a 4-link because they see the bars on the bottom, but those are actually just traction bars. It's not a 4-link, it's not linked or anything. It still has leaf springs, which is the main reason why I love this setup right here, because, you know, it rides like stock. Honestly, you got the stock leaf springs, you got the stock coil and strut on the front, so it rides really good. Never had any problems with it. That's why I don't want to mess with it. Real happy with it. It does have a sunroof. The sunroof was installed by Back Alley Sunroofs, Alex, a long time ago, you know, almost when the truck was brand new. I think he's still doing sunroofs out in the LA area. At that time he was literally doing them off of his the back alley at his house. And really good job too. Never had any problems with it. No leaks, no nothing. Also, another thing that I did add was the signal mirrors. That's one of the first things I did too. I swapped everything to the Denali trim. So I did the door handles. I did the Denali tail lights. A lot of people don't realize that, but those are actually off the early Denalis, HD Denalis. So it's got like the clear lens with the black outline. Really hard to get nowadays. Especially in good condition, because they're known to like leak, I guess, or get condensation inside. I color matched everything. I did run the exhaust pipes out the back. Probably gonna end up redoing it. I'm kind of over that look now. I did have the Denali Hd Emblems, but you know, I didn't really like them after a while, so I ended up taking them off. I made these, got these stickers made right here. I wasn't really planning on keeping them for a long time, because I actually wanted to turn that into a billet emblem to make it look, you know, a little bit cleaner. And the whole concept behind this truck was pretty much to build something that's settled, but nothing too crazy, something that, you know, GM should have built but never did. And in this particular case, I went with the GMC. Wasn't that big of a GMC guy back then. Was more of a Chevy guy. But once I got this truck here, Honestly, if it was up to me between a Chevy or a GMC, I would choose the GMC all day long. And the reason why is just because you don't see them that much, just as often as the Silverados. So for me nowadays, honestly, GMC is probably the way to go. I just like the grill on them. It's a lot bigger, looks beefier, looks more sporty. Now that I got this one, it's kind of like what started it all. I ended up getting a 77 GMC C15, same thing as the C10, but GMC on those years, for whatever reason, call them a C15 instead of a C10. But everybody kept on telling me, oh, you're gonna change to the Chevy grill. Nah, man, I just love that GMC 73, 74 grill. So the inside, again, I wanted to keep it, something that simple, something that could have came like that from GM. But it's, I pretty much changed everything in here. The dash, it's off the Tahoe LT, I believe. It came off a Tahoe LT. It's the same thing as the Denali dash. The only difference between the LT and the Denali dash is that the Denali has a speaker right here on the center, which honestly I like this one better because it looks less busy. So that's what it is. And then the trim, like all this silver trim, the stainless, that one, oh man, I can't remember the model of that came with it from factory. Oh, it was the all-terrain. The all-terrain package on this year truck came with that silver, with that, it's almost like a brushed stainless. It's like a brushed stainless steel, which is exactly what I wanted. It had the wood grain before, but honestly, that's way too flashy. And I feel like the brushed stainless is just a lot sportier. I did swap the seats are the stock ones. The stock factory seats that came from factory with this truck is what I got on now. The only thing that I did do is I removed the headrest on it just to make it a little bit more sporty, make it look a little bit different. And then I do have the Denali center console as well. And then I added little details like the Denali floor mats, the sill panels that also say Denali on there. And then the whole interior was done for me by what was the name? Backyard? Yeah, Backyard Upholstery. Backyard Upholstery is the guy that did my seats, my whole interior, trim panels. He did all that. I still got a little bit of work that I want to do to it. So I have those pillars, wrapped and stitched. I want to do the back, pieces here and that piece there. I want to wrap it to match, and eventually I also want to do the dash, because the dash off of these trucks, they tend to crack with time. This one was completely perfect when I got it, and what I realized is that, where is it at now? It's got a small crack right there and another one on that corner of the airbag. These things are known for that. Keep in mind, I hardly ever drive this truck. It was always garage. Not exactly sure why this one cracked. Let me show you guys how many miles this thing got. If I can get this thing to, oh, there we go. Oh, you can't really see it, but it just hit 30,181 miles on it. Yeah, I hardly drive this thing. Honestly, probably my friends drive it more than I do. And I don't mind. I really don't mind at all. I'm actually, glad that I'm able to do that kind of stuff, because if you're into cars and you got friends that are into cars, one thing you're going to realize is that most likely there's never going to be a point where everybody's going to have their cars ready or trucks ready. Somebody's always going to be working on something. A car or truck is always going to be down. So the nice thing about having more than one car is that you can actually let your friends borrow one, and vice versa. If yours ever takes a shit, then they can hopefully let you borrow one of theirs. Depends, what kind of friends you got. But I'm glad I can do that for mine. Honestly, I feel like there's so many better models nowadays, so this one's a little bit outdated. So that's one thing I do want to change. Maybe something that has the Apple CarPlay and all that. And then I have two 12s back there, 1 amp. Nothing crazy. All right, so 5.3. Again, it is a little dusty. The only thing I have done to it was to put a air intake from Air Raid. It does have a catch can. It's got a stage 4 cam from Brian Tooley Racing, 3600 stall from West Coast Racing, which is a local shop here in Simi Valley. Really happy with it, never had any problems. I feel like it's the perfect torque converter for this thing because it is a 6-speed. The rear end, it's also been swapped. It's now a 14-bolt GM rear end off Silverado SS. It's got 456 gears, forged axles. So you know, it's perfect for the setup that I got and for the wheel size that I got. We were in the process of installing some nitrous on it. Everything's wired up. The only thing that I'm still waiting for is longer lines that go to the throttle body. But it does have nitrous. And then I got everything set up right here. All my buttons, I wanted to hide all that stuff, so mounted everything right there. For the purge system, to arm it, all that's, you know, controls are right here. You close it, goes away, can't see it. Why I haven't really finished installing it is because honestly, like I said, I hardly ever drive this thing. I got other projects going on. You know, it's not like it's preventing me from driving the freaking truck. But these are the lines that need to be replaced. Originally, my cousin had this setup installed on his truck. He had it directly to the intake. I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to cut a hole on it. So I got the nitrous plate, which is right behind the throttle body. And I want to get longer. I need to get longer lines so I can run these through the back, underneath the cover and into the nitrous plate. If you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. I'm gonna put the information here below. Hit me up, whatever questions you guys have. You guys subscribe, hit like, follow my channel, follow my page on IG, and you know, enjoy your day. Thank you for watching.